think I should be going about now, right? Yes, indeed. It is 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. It is Tuesday, Tightwad Tuesday, the 18th of November, AD 2025. And you can call in. You are welcome to call in if you so please. All right? And we're going to have a fun show. You're also welcome to super chat in. Let's say you don't really have time to call or you want to just show a little bit of support. There's different ways to super chat. YouTube, Rumble, buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report, and other places. And call in through the... Wow, that's nice and loud. The voice of... Oh, never mind. I thought that was a Bible verse. Call in via 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, 888-775-3773. So beware, which means be aware, that some of the info here may be false. Some of the views and attitudes may be false. And they do not represent me. I don't even represent myself. And nor do they represent Bond or JLP, so relax, okay? Take everything that you hear, think, and see with a grain of salt. Neither believe it nor disbelieve it. You judgmental people. All right, so, oh, it's interesting. Oh, you can tell that we have the old camera. I can see my reflection, and I can see the greenish tone on my background here. Huh, that's what's going on. I was like, huh, whoa. Anyway. Yeah, nice. I did see some of your super chats already came in. That's cool, thank you, kindly. Look at that. We the people? Jewish Star of David emoji. No jets, no skywriting, or something like that. We're looking at the beach. We're looking at the sea from the beach, from the pier. Santa Monica. No, not Santa Monica. Around April of 2025, Venice Beach, that is. Before 8 p.m., mid-April, 2025 AD. So anyway, hey, you are welcome to call in, like I said. And I will try to get to you. And, some people think, oh, this is just a call-in show. It's not just a call-in show, all right? It's just a show. So, nice. I think I'm pretty well set to go. So anyway, guys, let's just get right on with the show. Wait a minute. Show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I'm fine. I have my Henley shirt on. Shout out to... That is awfully greenish. Whatever. That sunset is looking awfully greenish. Lord have mercy. And also, this camera is pointed all the way over here. I have to come over here. I almost feel like manhandling this camera and twisting it back toward my way, because I'm having to go way over here when normally I'm over right here. This is the sticker, and I'm distinctly off center, right? Yeah, definitely. The world. So I have to go over here to get off center. I feel like I really feel like doing this. I think I might. But I might not. Maybe I won't. Dare I touch the camera tripod? It's really bothering me. I think I'm gonna see how easy it is to turn it. Okay, so here, let me play a little bit of something. I don't know. I'll play the AJ Gallardo original theme song while I'm doing this.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Why did I do that?
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys, how's this? How's it looking? Did I mess with the Zoom or is it okay? This is loud.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
See, I can do stuff.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, just don't tell me I don't know how to do manual labor type things. Don't tell Nick or Bill that I did that. I'll tell them. Every time Bill does this too. Anyway, whatever. Oh Lord, have mercy. I might have fiddled with the Zoom. Hold on, let me check something. Complicated business here, folks. Yeah. Oh Lord, have mercy. I'll be right here. Guys, one more quick thing. It's really important because I think I did zoom it out. Let me play John Parfitt. Hey, nice. Nice. Okay. Complicated business, folks. How's this? I think so. I fiddled with the thing. No, I fiddled with the camera. So the camera was centered over here. And then when I fiddled with it, I might have pressed the zoom out. And so I was going the top of the TV. So I fixed it. Yeah. All right. You guys like bright lights? I know I do. Come out, where you hiding out? Got something to say to you. Come out, aren't you vibing?
Come out, where you hiding out? I got something to say to you that I don't know about. Come out,
I'm almost ready, guys.
where you hiding out? I got something to say to you, but I don't know how.
Shout out. I really got to fix this color on my background, my TV background. How long is this? Let's fade it, guys. I'm fading it very professionally. So guys, that was John Parfitt, also known as Bright Lights. Oh, Lord. Just call me Elvis Presley, fading a song all the way out. and then bringing it back. Who did it first? Did the Beatles do that too? I don't know. Whatever. Somebody else probably did it before them. But anyway, I had to do all of that because I don't like things being wrong. Believe it or not. Okay, so if I do this, I will not spoil the illusion. So that was music. Hey guys, twice. Music, John Parfitt / Bright Lights. Come out. And that was from that song, just so you're aware, 2014 song from the album Summer Fire. And so check it out. It's cool. I disclaim. He disclaimed. Hake does not represent John Parfitt or Bright Lights, okay? I'd like to get to Jaime in Minnesota on the line over here. Jaime, thank you for calling and holding, sir. What is up?
Yo, what's going on, Hake?
Chilling.
Cool. Hey, I just wanted to tell you what I found out about why the housing prices are so expensive in California.
Great.
You got the thing called the California Environmental Quality Act, and you got things like not in my backyard. These regulations, the one is state, and it adds years to a build. And when you add years, you add inflation. So say you had $400,000 to build a house.
Yep.
Well, you can't even start until the next year or maybe the next year or not at all.
Yeah.
So it's a lot like gentrification.
Right.
People don't want more housing.
Yeah.
And I thought about what you had said last week about the illegal immigrants. You need to get those people out. That's absolutely true.
Yeah. To bring down, in part, to bring down some of the housing costs, because you lower the demand when you lower all that extra population that should not be here.
But you also have these state and local regulations. The federal has nothing to do with it.
Right. Oh, okay.
Their
yeah,
regulations,
I believe that. Go ahead.
Their regulations, the federal is probably 5% of the total house cost of your problem.
Yeah.
And that's in every state.
And
so the only way to change your guys' regulation is to go after the state representatives and the state senators to, lobby to them or to vote them out. And the same thing with the local.
Yeah. And reduce government spending too, I feel like, because another big issue is taxes. Maybe we could even abolish property tax. I don't know if that's even feasible, really, politically speaking.
Over there in Texas, they have minimal to none of these kind of regulations.
Oh, okay.
And so they build houses as long as it's safe. They just say, "Is it safe?" Then go ahead.
Nice.
You can build it tomorrow. Not quite that soon, but basically,
Yeah.
And that's why their housing is so cheap. You guys are the problem. California, Chicago, New York, those big metropolitan areas, they're the problem.
Yeah.
And you're ruining our numbers.
What do you mean by ruining?
The national.
Which numbers?
The national numbers.
Oh, in terms of the average.
You got your national numbers.
Average
where
house
like
prices.
$450,000 for a house. Well, if we take certain cities in California out of that and certain cities in New York out of that, the median housing is way lower.
Oh, that's why you and I were having that big old argument about what a house would cost in the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then guys, other people pick up on this, not looking at the due diligence, not looking at the details, and they make conclusions. They jump to these conclusions like it's Trump's fault. It ain't his fault.
I
It's got
know.
nothing to do with it.
Yep. Yeah, this is long predates him, and he's part of the solution, honestly, I think, because he knows he knows a little bit of what's going on because he's had to do some stuff in New York and as well as in Florida, real estate and building and stuff. So he's smart about that type of thing. He even schooled Karen Bass on, the regulations and restrictions with our rebuilding after the fire, which is not happening. The rebuilding is not happening because of the control freaks and people who don't want the rich to be rich. They want to bring the poor over into the rich areas and bring down the rich areas. Bring them down.
And that's the problem. You got a house that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And now you don't have a house, and now you need a permit to build a house. And then you got new regulations, too, like this parking space regulation. For every one bedroom you have, you need 2 parking spaces. And I'm assuming that's an apartment complex. If somebody wants to build an apartment complex.
Yeah, parking is
Well, how are you going to build a 3-bedroom apartment and you need 6 parking spaces outside to pass that regulation?
Yeah, they're building these huge, they're building these sort of multi-level, like 5-story, 6-story or so buildings here, residential buildings. And they've built probably a dozen of them just in our area, in this general area, tearing down beautiful little buildings and building these things. And they're doing these big old underground parking structure underneath the residential area, underneath the residential portion of the buildings.
And let me tell you what that does. That adds to the price.
Yeah.
And if the price...
And the traffic.
If the numbers don't come out, then you just don't build it.
Yeah.
And then you got homeless people.
Well, yeah, I know. And then they have these subsidies to subsidize all this extra building stuff anyway. It's not like normal capitalism. It's commie capitalism.
And then another problem with some of the cities over there in California is you have height restrictions.
Huh.
You can't build up above a certain height.
Oh, okay.
So you can't get those beautiful high rises.
Well, we don't particularly want a high rise over here. One of the things that I don't like with these things are tall enough is I used to like to take my walks right around the neighborhood, and with these taller buildings that are like 5 stories high, it's blocking the sun in the later afternoon to where I'm like getting cold in the shade of the building. First world problems.
For you,
second world
NIMBY is great.
Say again?
NIMBY is great for you.
Yeah, not in my
backyard. In my backyard. You can block that, and then your neighbor can block it, and then your buddy over here can block it.
That's good.
And then you're in court for 7 years wanting to build some housing.
Local people should have some authority. We don't like your kind around here. And the state and feds shouldn't be able to impose. I get that it kind of infringes people's basic freedoms, a little bit. Because you should be able to buy property and build what you want on it. But you're also affecting our livelihood the way that you're doing it. So it becomes a neighborly squabble. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Let's say you bought next door to me, and I like my little 1-story house, my little World War II baby boomer era built, or just before the baby boomers, were World War II veteran-owned lots. That's just you can see the mountains above the housing line, and then you want to build your little McMansion. Say pretend that you're Chinese, and you come in here, pay cash for the house next door, and you build a house that doesn't even fit with the look of our neighborhood, the character of our neighborhood, and I can't do anything about it. And we just complain about you and judge you. What a mess, huh? And
then that's the other thing, the amount of lot space that you have. you can't build a little tiny house on that lot space. You got a regulation where you have to build at least a McMansion, a certain square footage.
Oh, yeah. So
Otherwise,
you can't build a small thing with a big old yard, huh?
Right.
That was one of the things that I liked because we actually had a big backyard where we could play soccer and stuff, and we had like a normal sized house, but with a big backyard. It was so cool.
And so your state legislature and your local representatives, they price people out.
Yeah, they're greedy
They're
greedy for money and heads to come in to get federal funds and new taxpayers or whatever. I don't know.
And this is the problem because then they started building outside the big cities.
Yeah,
big time, where there's less regulation. And then that's where the 2008 housing bubble came from. Built all these houses outside of the city, created more traffic driving back and forth.
And then there's so many bums who won't pay back their loans, or they take a loan that they can't afford to pay back, or, you know, the economy turns and they didn't account for that with their financial planning. And then now everybody's suffering, or a lot of people are. What a mess, huh?
And so the only thing that you guys need to do is vote these people out or lobby them to change the law.
Nice.
You need to get rid of CEQA. You need to get rid of NIMBY. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you got to look up.
I personally kind of like the NIMBY stuff. Not in my backyard. Don't you?
Use your Grok and figure it out.
Okay. Thank you, man. I appreciate this input. It's kind of amusing / interesting to me, for sure.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Well, you have a good one.
You as well. Bye. William 7, I believe, in California on the line here. William, are you 7?
Hey.
Hey.
I am.
Sometimes,
can you hear me all right, or should I?
It's all right. It's a little tinny or something, but it's okay, I think.
Okay, then.
Thank you.
So basically, I wanted to call about that same subject. Now, I kind of disagree with that last caller in the fact that he said the problem became when we started making suburbs with the traffic.
Oh.
As though we should build up.
I didn't understand him actually on that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
I didn't fully grasp his point. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. Because, you know, the Bible,
no, you're
I'm always going to bring up the scriptures, that it says, cursed is the man who builds his house wall to wall. And so basically God knew that because of our fallen nature, that if you get a very dense population, that's, well, you know, history in our own nation, if it's the greatest nation on earth, and why is there so much crime and mess in big cities where it is crowded? So that's just proof that the word of God is true, or at least the scriptures stating that. So with that being said, like I said, I don't know why that guy said that, but
right.
In response to that, my dad, who adopted me back in '68, he built 4 houses in his lifetime himself. He built them from the ground up. And starting in the 1940s, in Indiana, built his first home. And so basically, you know, they grew up during the Depression. My parents would be 100 if they were alive today.
Wow.
And
nice.
so he used to go downtown, and then when I think actually he grew up in Chicago, and he used to go downtown and watch the guys building the houses and high rises, and he would just ask questions while all the other kids played like baseball, and he didn't do that. So he always built every house he lived in. So today in California, in order to do that, and I would imagine that one comment when he said about the time frame, that means you're wanting to build out I think they have to do those environmental checks when you're encroaching from the original zoning that's not already in existence in either city or province or county. And so, yeah, there are county codes and state and city codes and town codes and then state. And what's made the price go up, I think a caller previously said people coming from other countries with a lot of money paying all that because they own big companies and tech industry, and it drives it up.
Yeah.
But we also have to put in fire support. At least I know in California, because I have a very good friend at the church that still builds houses, and he says you have to get. Where I live in Northern California, you have to have a fire suppression system put in, because that makes the house quote unquote safe. You know, if you put in, so that's another big expense. It's a whole other system, you know, and it has to be inspected. You have to do, I think, solar now, which is weird.
Oh,
but you got to put in the solar. And so when you think about it, that I don't know if it'd be cheaper to do it yourself, plus the time it would take you to, you know, build it yourself if you were so inclined to. You have to be a pretty small house if you're going to be working full time, you know. That's what my dad did.
My dad bought their house and he added on to it. He went to the library and learned how to add on to it. And so he went out there with a hammer, and then his neighbors saw him doing that. And so his neighbors, there were new neighbors at the time, they showed up with hammers themselves and helped him add on. It's kind of cool.
Oh, were they Amish?
Kind of, but they were not Amish. They were like Mexican and Filipino and white and whatever.
Well, it seems like they shared similar values.
Yeah.
The importance of helping out your neighbor. Being a good neighbor is what that sounds like.
Indeed.
Yeah. That's awesome. So anyway, there's a lot that goes into this in California. Yeah, I don't know if firing people's going to do anything because all these regulations are in place, but yeah, who knows? I think that's why a lot of my friends moved to Texas. I don't think Texas is so strict and stringent with all their little regulations. But
okay.
But yeah, so anyway, that's it. Shout out to your Derrick. Happy birthday. I already wished him happy birthday when I called in, but that was about it. And I don't know what else we could talk about.
No, you're fine, man. That's short and sweet. I appreciate that. Great point there.
All right, Hake.
Take care,
Have a good one, and peace out.
All right. Appreciate you, man. Indeed. Did you guys hear the happy birthday to Derrick, the black producer of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show? Happy birthday, Derrick. Happy birthday. I sang to him. Jesse and I did. I think Anchor Baby might have a little bit. I don't know if he was on mic. What's funny is Derrick has the best singing voice. Did you know? So one of these days, you got to hear Derrick sing. I recommend it. All right? So, nice. Hey. Derrick gave the thumbs up. 27. Nice. Shout out. S.O. All right. So, I kind of cheated you guys out of a few minutes. Although I felt like it might have been a little bit amusing. What is that? Okay. I want to test something. See if it's something messed up. Okay. Default search. Allegedly, it's Google. Far left. I did argue with Grok today, guys. Did you know? Or I don't know if it might have been today. I did argue with Grok. Grok arguments with Hake. If we mosey over to thehakereport.com, by the way, I should check with Grok today, guys. These super chats, because I did see a couple of super chats come in before I get to the Grok thing. Yeah, I should. Come on. Over on YouTube here, John gave a super chat. No message. Thank you, sir. And Zephmore, ZX, capital Z, capital X, F more. Hey, Hake, I forgot to ask, still having a beta back? And what happened to Earl? Earl! Earl! I used to yell at Earl. What? Oh, shut up. Don't say that, weird kids. Hey, baby Hitler. He called me baby Hitler. I'm like, hey, baby Farrakhan. That's how Jesse pronounces Farrakhan. Nice. Yeah, Earl hasn't called in since White History Month of 20-something. 2021? 2022? 2020? 20-something. Yeah, we haven't heard from him in quite a few years. And my back is alpha. It does, you know, what had happened, I think, was I quit moving. I was living a sedentary life, just pouring myself into work like a white male. A lot of white males pour themselves into the work and ignore their body and let their bodies become remedial in their fitness level. And so I am still in remedial fitness level. I can do about 12, 13 push-ups, good ones. Maybe 9, 7. But they're strong push-ups. Don't try me. And they're very slow on the eccentric and even on the concentric. But I'm also very explosive. Don't try me. Or I recommend you don't test me. I'm not a killer, but don't test me. Anyway, so yeah, my back is fine. Thank you for asking. Appreciate that. And so movement, walking helped big time. Squats, you know, no weight squats, you know, because I had some great advice from one of my callers whom I had to ban, unfortunately. Respectfully, I had to ban him. But he gave me some great advice about, you know, your back is kind of connected to your, you know, you have to be strong, you have to be flexible. So strength and flexibility and movement and things like that. So those things help, and nice. Hopefully I can keep it going and not fall into where it's just so easy to get injured, you know? Terrible. Thank you kindly. Thank you so much. Oh, Lord. So, sweet. Beta, back, and Earl. All right, and actually, since I'm over here, I ought to do this one because Popcorn was... He gave this yesterday on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Popcorn, you know, he's a faithful supporter, if you will. I like that. It's not necessarily true, but it's an interesting suggestion there, C-Bill, about the men and women who are obsessed with the Epstein files. He thinks they're most likely abused themselves at one point in their lives, just saying. And he has a laughing face. So I don't know if he's joking or if he's serious or jokingly serious or seriously joking. But there may be some truth to that, you know? People, because I don't relate to the overreaction, especially since these gals were like teenagers. And a teenager is not a victim, generally speaking. They were not, anyway, they were exploited for sure, but it was mutual exploitation. Popcorn's Thump Keg bought a coffee. You made a statement in the past that people don't really change. Do you recall that? Yes, I definitely do. People don't change much. That was a statement my dad mentioned. It's a general statement. Generally true. 99.9999999.99999. You got to put 2 decimal points in there at least to have a hat tip to JLP. Yeah, it reminds me of the statement, a leopard never changes its spots, meaning people don't fundamentally change, says Popcorn. Can a leopard change its spots? The Great White Hope was historically what people would call a New York liberal. In fact, I have myself used that term for the bulk of his time in the spotlight. Do you think that he still is that at heart, which would be akin to being a rhino? Or has he changed, and is he now a conservative Republican? It doesn't sound like Trump. I'm a conservative Republican, does it? I'd expect that if you don't believe people actually change, then you would consider him a liberal still. But what say you? Can people change and don't think that he did? Now, I don't quite understand your last question, but I really liked this question. Trump may have changed, but I don't know if he changed. Because he was always even though he was a New York liberal and is sort of still a New York liberal, pro-woman, pro-black, pro-nice to everybody, you know, Not that New Yorkers are that nice, but you know, he's an accepting type of a person, open-minded, gracious, kind to all, fair to all. He's an American. He's a real American. Fighting for freedom for every man. Fight for what's right for every man. Like that Hulk Hogan song, you know, that's the lyrics I'm trying to evoke, which I wasn't really aware of that because I didn't listen to Hulk Hogan music. I didn't watch too much WWF or WWE. But the Great White Hope, he used to be very pro-abortion, very pro-choice, that is. And then he says until he had his grandchild or granddaughter or something. And that's what changed his mind. When he saw that, you know, he's like, oh, you know what? That would be a shame not to have her or him or whatever the kid was. That'd be a shame to kill that thing. And whether you believe that or not, he's now he's pro-life except for with the exceptions. And I don't agree with him on the exceptions. Because rape and incest are not reasons to abort. Abort. I don't think they're reasons to abort. In fact, I don't see any sense in making that a reason to abort. I am friendly with many a rape child. They're grown now, okay? So anyway, I don't. If he's a rhino, he's like a Christian rhino. He's like better than a conservative Republican. He is because he thinks for himself. He thinks differently from everybody. He really listens. He even read. He even listened to a woman who was telling the truth, actually. Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter made this excellent point, Popcorn, about immigration. And let's say every issue that you care about, abortion, whatever, religious freedom, freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, all of those issues are lost. You're lost on all of them. You, if you believe in freedom of speech, the real freedom of speech, not the communist kind. You, if you believe in the right to carry awesome weapons, guns, tanks, missiles, machine guns. You, if you believe, and you don't want those rights infringed and violated. Yeah, you'll still get them infringed a little bit, but less so. If you don't want to, you don't want them mass killing the babies in the womb like crazy. Blah, 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 blah. Every issue. At the LGBTIQ thing. You don't want the gay agenda, the transgender agenda, which is sort of waned now. You don't want all that stuff pushed down everybody's throats. You don't want this feminism mess going like crazy. All of those issues are moot because of immigration. Immigration, out of control. You bring in the world, the once light of the world, America, if we were more Christian per capita or whatever, or sensible anyway, than the rest of the world. That's no longer the case. We brought in the world, and now we are the world. Like that one song, We Are the World. What is that, a Michael Jackson song or something hippie like that? Sorry, Michael Jackson. I liked him. But we became the world, and now everybody thinks dumb, like the whole rest of the world. Oh, every major country has universal health care. Dumb. What, you want to be like every other country in the world? Killing itself? With the abortion, not having babies, and taking away the rights to free speech, and bringing in these people who hate white people and hate Christians and stuff? You kidding me? So the immigration thing is a major issue. And Trump, I don't know if he was always good on the immigration issue, but he became quite good on the immigration issue. He'd always been talking about China. So I don't know if his heart changed, because I don't know, because I didn't really pay attention to him before. I just knew he was rich and made appearances in these movies and things and smart. I didn't even know he had a reality show. I knew he was a towhead, which is spelled differently from the phalange toe on your foot. It's not spelled that way. We looked it up recently. And I didn't like his look, but now we are blessed to have him. But you know, the way that JLP's heart did change from anger to love might have happened with Trump. Might have happened with our future president. It might have happened with our future president. A lot of you guys say, oh, he hates. Or some of you guys say, oh, he hates. Oh, he's prideful about our future president and about our current greatest president. Maybe look at yourselves. So he may really have changed, because that's what my dad said. It was people don't change much, and it stuck with me because that's true. Because mamas will say, oh, he's getting better. And they're like marginally, maybe slightly adjusted in one little tactic, but their heart's not different. They don't really change. So with God, all things can change. All things are possible with God. Popcorn. So nice. Sweet, huh? Isn't that nice? I like that. Did Trump change? Question mark. And I don't really mind him being those things. It's maybe not good for the country there in those ways, you know, putting women in charge and all that stuff. But alas. By the way, you can also see, oh, what did I just do? You can also see this thing. You click that thing if you want to buymeacoffee.com. And you can see the recent ones. Cool, huh? All right. Anyway, let's get back to some calls here, right? Terry in Oregon is on the line over here. Terry, thanks for calling. And
Hi,
holding.
Hake.
Hey.
No problem. So I've been meaning to call about this a few times because you've made dismissive comments about this nefarious character, and I'm hoping to convince you to stop defending this guy.
Oh, okay.
Because he's a scumbag.
Oh, man. But who's not a scumbag? Who is the scumbag that you're talking about? Oh, we can't say scumbag, but...
There are degrees of scumbaggery in this world.
Right.
So I'm talking about Prince Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's wrong with the Prince? Now, okay, I'm with you in that I don't like any of the royal people.
I like a couple of them, but yeah.
You may be right. I don't really know them that well. I'm not that familiar with their image, their public image. But I know a little bit that they are all a bunch of, pardon me for saying this, kids, but dumb liberals. Shout out, liberals and dummies. But, okay, so why do you say Andrew specifically is a dirtbag?
Well, I mean, this isn't about, I feel like his fall right now from grace is due to the Epstein connection and the, what's her name, Virginia Dufresne or whatever that young woman was that he slept with. I don't care about that so much.
Right.
I don't care about that so much. Also, she was legal in their country at the time, so I don't really, if it's okay for like a grown man to sleep with a 17-year-old in England, then why is it wrong for him to do it? I don't get it, but whatever.
Yeah. Unless he was married at the time, then that's not right. And also, like, he shouldn't, we don't even know if he actually did it. But I think it's likely because he has a history of using prostitutes. Oh, is that true?
All over the world.
Where did you hear that? Do you know where you heard that? Do you recall?
Well, a lot of people have made that statement who've like worked with him. He had a position that he was appointed to go around and help, British business in different countries, and he was always trying to secure like women and some boys too, apparently, for that kind of thing. So he's kind of a deviant.
Okay, well, this is rumor stuff. I disclaim it, but go ahead. Continue.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's just stick. He's very wasteful. He wastes a lot of taxpayer money. He doesn't do much to serve, and he's just been a drain on the royal family. So honestly, the fact that he has had such a bad public image for so long, and now he has this Epstein connection, it's just like the nail in the cross. You know, it's the final thing. I think they just want to, you know, kind of get him out of the way. They couldn't do it when his mother was alive because he was like her favorite. But now she's gone, and he's surplus to, you know, requirements. He doesn't offer anything, and he takes more than he gives. So, like, he's a drain, and I think it's pretty fair where he's ended up.
Oh, okay.
He and his ex-wife are both grifters. They like spend ridiculous amounts of money and are always in debt. You know, that was part of why they were connected to Epstein anyway. Epstein had bailed out Fergie a number of times financially. So they're just, he's just not a nice man. He doesn't have any sense of duty or decency. And, you know, when you're in a position like that, hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. Oh. Hello, and then it clicked. She must have heard something on her end. The feds. It was the feds. It was Israel. I'm just kidding, Israel. I love Israel. Or maybe it was hot. Was it hot computer smell? Okay. I'll give this. If you're able to reconnect there, Terry, feel free to call back in because we hadn't finished the call, so whatever. But you're welcome to call in again. But let me give a little credence to Terry's point here, because my only point about Andrew, Prince Andrew, he shall forever be Prince in my eyes, is, and I'm kidding, I don't care. I'm half kidding. I halfway don't care. My only point about this Prince Andrew guy is the same thing that Michael Tracy's point is. A journalist, he's a liberal journalist who says that this Epstein thing is a whole bunch of speculation and gossip and rumors on the part of these women, in particular that Virginia Roberts Giuffre woman, who was a runaway, 16 years old, and then got recruited from Mar-a-Lago. Stole Trump's employee. Epstein and and that other gal who was working with Epstein or playing with Epstein or I don't know what with Epstein. That woman helped recruit other gals to whatever, do the massages or whatever they were doing. And there's literally no evidence against Prince Andrew regarding this story. But if he'd already established a reputation of sleeping around, I don't know if he did or didn't, then that could be an excuse to get rid of him. But it's interesting. It's kind of like, it's reminiscent of the way that you live. You're going to get caught in something, and the thing that catches you may not actually be all that fair, but it was like a long time coming. The way that CJ has called in and claimed to me that Derrick Chauvin was another dirtbag, and he was a mess. Derrick Chauvin, you know, the cop, the chin-up king cop. Not that he's a king of doing chin-ups, just that maybe he is by now. Just that I would like for him to hold his head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up there, Derrick Chauvin, because he got railroaded, I think, in this George Floyd so-called murder case. It's not fair. It's not right. That specific thing is not right. But the way that he was living, and maybe I don't know, maybe there's some deservedness to what he got. All right, so maybe so. Let's get back to Terry real quick. Terry, how you doing? Thanks for calling back.
Hey, yeah, the Royals took me out.
Yep. Shout out.
Look, I guess my point was, he's been somebody who's been born into a very privileged position, and to whom much is given, much is required. So if you're, not acting right, over time, it's going to eventually catch up to you.
Yeah.
And you're just not going to be, especially, taxpayers don't want that, and that's who pays for his lifestyle. They don't want that.
Really? So the royals live off the taxes? The royal so-called family, they live off the taxes of the people of the UK?
Mostly. He's had his own work too, and he's definitely, made money doing things in other countries and that kind of thing. But
nice.
Yeah, in terms of where he lives, in terms of being they also are expected to show up for different events and that kind of thing. And he's unpopular for a lot of reasons, and this is just like the nail in the coffin. And I don't think the public want him. They don't want him.
But the public, as you know, is the mob. What do you think about the fact that the so-called king caved to the mob to betray his brother in ousting him?
I don't think he's caving to the mob. I think there's internal pressure from the family that he's caving to. I don't think it's about the mob. I think it's about his own son's legacy. And I think William's going to be inheriting the throne, and William's the one who really doesn't want him there.
William is okay. So William is Harry's brother. William and Harry, sons of Princess Diana, and Princess Diana was the queen, the second wife or whatever wife of King Charles. Now,
she was his first wife, and she was princess.
Oh, okay.
She was never queen.
Right, Princess Diana, but she was wife of the current king.
Yes.
Okay. And then this king has thrown out his brother in the name of amidst this drama, which is just a bunch of drama over Epstein. And
I think it's more than that, though. I think it's been a long time coming.
I get you. I get your point about that. But all appearances are, and what the headlines say is, oh, he was ousted over his ties to Epstein.
Well, that's what that's how you get the I don't, maybe I shouldn't say that word, but the mouth breathers on board, but it's deeper than that.
Oh, so they're just using that as an excuse to get rid of him. They're going to get rid of him. They wanted to get rid of him, and now they have this.
To get rid of him for a while.
Now they have a phony excuse. It's a phony excuse, but it's an excuse that the people will fall for.
I don't know that. Yeah, I think the people they're content, with it. Everybody's happy. He's miserable. It's good.
You wish misery on poor Prince Andrew? What do you think about me continuing to call him Prince?
He is a prince. I don't think he can't take away who he is.
I thought they call him Andrew now, no longer Prince.
Well, the royal titles come with certain privileges, so they're taking away his privileges, but he is who he is.
But
he's
anyway,
the brother of the king, and he's the son of, the late queen. That is who he is.
Okay.
You can't take away somebody's identity, but you can take away their privileges.
They changed his name, though. They literally changed his name to Andrew, some last name that I don't remember. They don't call him Prince anymore.
His last name Windsor Mountbatten?
Yeah, something like that. That sounds correct.
Well, that's his name anyway.
I know, but they changed it from Prince Andrew to Andrew Windsor Mountbatten, and that's who will be known now.
All right. Well, we all know who that is. We all know who he is.
Actually, we don't know who he is. We don't even know who we are.
That's true. We know where he comes from.
Do you like the royal family otherwise? Who do you like?
Some of them. So I like some of the royals. Let's see. Who do I like in the royal family? I like Princess Anne.
Who's
I like
that?
Charles, too.
Oh, you
King
like King
Charles.
Charles? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Always have. I like Kate.
Yeah, everybody loves
Princess
Kate.
Wales. Yeah, she's pretty inoffensive and has a
But
good...
she's not even blood. She was married into. She married into that. Right?
Yeah, but she's produced an heir and a spare, so she's earned her place. And let's see, who else do I like in the royal family? Oh, I don't know. I like some of the lesser royals, too.
Okay.
They're interesting people, you know.
Okay.
They're fun to watch and, like, think about. It's like Celebrity or something, but different.
Are they related to the king whom we fought against in the Revolutionary War?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the...
Are they still sour grapes about our independence?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, thank you for your
I
call.
haven't asked. All right, Hake. Thank you for letting me spew my filth about Andrew.
Yeah, of course. I want
right.
to hear it. All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Let me double check over on the Rumble shout outs, you know. What's up, Jules? Buddy. What's up, buddy? Slave to him. Peace in the puzzle. And the rest of you guys, whose names I shall not repeat, I guess. Nice to see you. I love it. Hello to Aries1, a faithful supporter over there on D-Live and everywhere else that he can find. Potleaf, El Alacran, Chirp Alerter 5000. That's one person. El Alacran, Chirp Alerter 5000. Beta Legs, hey. Shout out. Nice to see you guys. And, of course, Nicole and Jim in Alaska over on punchy.tv. Sweet. A ride on. And, obviously, you guys on the YouTube live chat. Very nice. Okay. Let's see here if we can mosey on down to the HakeReport.com. Oh, that's interesting. Nice. All right, cool. Yeah, I did. I was arguing with Grok. Did you guys hear about the Cloudflare outage? Cloudflare had an outage. And they called it the infrastructure of the internet, of much of the internet, big whole websites. Cloudflare apparently is infrastructure for Twitter, which is X, really, not Twitter. But not Grok, incidentally. Grok was working. See, look, I was like, nice, you're working. X, formerly Twitter, is not. He's like, ha, thanks, Grok. I was talking with Grok. It started out friendly, but I started to, he said the word infrastructure. Yeah. You see that word? Infrastructure. Widespread Cloudflare internal server error. Code 500. Disrupting multiple sites. Websites, that is. Relaying their infrastructure. X, Spotify. Even outage detectors like Down Detector. Down Detector was down. Imagine that. All right, so I'm like, am I correct in saying that infrastructure is a communist buzzword in general? I mean, if you think about it, centralized planning taken away from the locals' decision-making in many cases, dependency on those centralized so-called powers, and then disputes and blame and finger-pointing. Look at Flint, Michigan, water problems, trying to blame the governor, the Republican governor, right, for the local problems. Seems like governments on federal, state, and even city level are trifling and corrupt. Kind of like what Jaime said. about, the regulations, state and local regulations in California for the building costs. Yeah. And they hang infrastructure over your head. You want roads and you want us to build the roads, right? Over your head when they blow money on all kinds of other mess. I didn't say mess. I said this other word that starts with a C, and it has to do with like mess. Kids, don't say that word. Don't read those Hake's words, kids. And so Grok's credulously pulls like a Reddit bro. No, infrastructure is not inherently a communist or even leftist buzzword. It's a neutral, technical term. We've been using it since the 1920s in English, military engineering context. Dwight Eisenhower had the interstate highway system in 1956, called it a vital national defense and economic growth thing. Yeah, I know, but he didn't hang infrastructure over your head. Ronald Reagan, these are Republicans, right? Signed a major infrastructure. But Ronald Reagan used to be a Democrat, so he was probably a leftover sort of commie, but just not as radical, kind of like Trump, right? Infrastructure bills, and talked constantly about rebuilding America's roads, ports, and airports. I know, but that's fine. I mean, anyway, George W. Bush, another liberal, hugely social spending, wasteful person, silly dude person. And Donald Trump, I call him a Christian communist, right? If he's communist. Might not be fair to call him that, but don't get nervous. Campaigned heavily on infrastructure week. I know, but Trump is a builder anyway. And he's actually building. He's not doing, we need infrastructure, and then they're just pretending like they're creating jobs or something. So the term itself isn't ideological, blah, 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 blah. It isn't a communist dog whistle, says Grok. Anyway, he said, you're allowed to, is Grok a he? It said, you're allowed to be skeptical of how the money gets spent and who actually calls the shots, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Republicans have Marxist roots, I hear, right? Remember our resident historian, Asmodor, talked about Lincoln's red Republicans, communists, Marxists. And I said, I am certain that I am right, that infrastructure is sort of a communist buzzword. The boomers can back me up on this. The boomers know, I feel like. Maybe even some older and more sensible Gen Xers. But you're doing that, well, actually, Reddit bro stuff. Grok, like Obamacare, which is not necessarily infrastructure, but Obamacare. They call all kinds of stuff healthcare, transgender stuff, or birth control. Even abortion, I think they were trying to get in. Birth control is not a healthcare, but they tried to call it healthcare. To say, we have a healthcare crisis. Let's do Obamacare. And then you sneak in all your selective, nasty, crazy stuff. And so what does Grok hold on to? No, the Republican Party does not have Marxist roots. And so they go on and on and on about the Republican Party. And they do admit, okay, founded in 1854 in Ripon, Wisconsin. Wow, who knew that? Primarily anti-slavery, communist party by the Northern Whigs, Free Soilers, and some anti-slavery Democrats. And then Abe Lincoln, Honest Abe, 1860, explicitly pro-free labor, pro-market, pro-internal improvements, roads, canals, railroads, funded by the federal government to serve national economic growth, 19th century classical liberal capitalist vision, blah, blah, blah. Marx himself wrote about the American Civil War in real time for the New York Tribune and in letters. He even wrote a letter to Abe Lincoln. But Grok doesn't acknowledge that one. He supported the Union cause, meaning the anti-slavery people, and saw Lincoln's Republicans as the progressive bourgeois, the fancy rich people, I guess, force crushing a reactionary quasi-feudal slave system. He did not see them as he did not see the North as fellow travelers. But I didn't ask that. I said they have Marxist roots. The confusion you might be running into is some early 20th century progressives, Theodore Roosevelt, Robert La Follette. But Theodore Roosevelt, Asmodor liked him. Not to be confused with Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was kind of commie, I think. They operated inside the Republican Party for a while, supported trust busting, which is just breaking up of monopolies, I guess. I don't know, trust bust. I don't know what trust means. Railroad regulation and income tax, reforms that modern libertarians dislike and that some people retroactively label as socialist, but those reforms were anti-monopoly and pro-market competition, not Marxist. A tiny handful, listen to this, of 1930s to 1950s American, quote-unquote, intellectuals who had been Marxists or Trotskyites, for example, Irving Kristol, Norman Podhoretz, later became anti-communist conservatives and helped shape so-called neoconservatism, neocons. Wow. That's a few individuals decades later after the founding, not roots. So Grok is selectively telling me something, but they're not telling me the blah, blah, blah. On the second point, vague, expansive definitions used to smuggle in policy, birth control isn't healthcare, etc. That's a totally fair critique of how political language works. Both sides use it. Anyway. Weaponized vagueness is a real phenomenon, right? Right. Oh, and silly people, like some of my callers, fall for it. Oh, with Obamacare, such and such million people have health care now. I think that's a good thing. But it's so vague that what all are they actually talking about? And at what cost? At the cost of freedom? At the cost of the people you pay for somebody else? Please. There's a criticism of rhetorical tactics, he says, but not evidence that Republicans were secretly founded by Marxists. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. It was secret. So I'm arguing with Grok here. And I was saying that infrastructure is a communist buzzword. And blah, 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 blah. I didn't claim that they were secretive. So, nice. And so he does admit that, yes, infrastructure is communist because they put in hundreds of billions for green energy subsidies, electric school bus mandates, broadband expansion framed as racial equity issue, tree equity programs, billions for community violence intervention, and on and on that goes. And they call that infrastructure. So, yes, it is a communist buzzword. They just call it everything infrastructure. Don't you want roads? Or they say, it's for the kids. What a mess. And then I said, didn't Lincoln really have any red Republicans whom you didn't mention, Grok? As in communist? And he's like, you're right, the 48ers. I heard 48ers from Masmador. German and Central European radicals who fled the United States. Whoa, after failed revolutions of 1848 and 49. Oh, fled to the United States. Oh, so that's the type of Germans we don't like, is the 48ers, the ones from 1848 and 49. We like them, okay? It's just that we don't like their influence because they're silly, evil, revolutionary, radicals. And we already had a revolution, and that one's enough, you know? One was plenty. One would maybe even too much. God knows. Okay, a small number of them ended up with the early Republican Party. Exiled socialists and proto-communists. Several dozen of the 1848 revolutionaries came to the United States, the 48ers. A handful were genuine Marx acquaintances and correspondents. Joseph Weidemeyer, August Willich. A few of them did join Republican clubs or Lincoln campaign organizations in German-American neighborhoods. The 48ers, especially in Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, and New York. Some of them rose to prominence during the so-called Civil War. Carl Schurz, Franz Siegel, Louis Blenker, and others became Union generals Weidemeyer himself, a colonel. It looks like colonel, but it's pronounced colonel. You do the math. And Marx protege, who openly called himself a communist. Weidemeyer. Huh. Lincoln personally met some of these radicals and appointed several. Whoa. Or at least a few. Schurz became ambassador to Spain, Secretary of the Interior under Hayes. So yes, there was a small number of literal Reds, commies, inside the Republican tent in the 1850s and 60s. Never more than a tiny fraction of the party. That's all it takes, buddy. And they were in leadership. Grok. So anyway. Oh, by the way, what did you say? Because I said capitalism is just a stepping stone to communism, right? It's not opposites. Yep, it is. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, they wanted a crisis. They want a capitalism, and they want the monopolies, so they fund the monopolies. They get in bed with the monopolies, and then they get a crisis, and then they bring in full-blown socialism. And that's what they're trying to do. What a mess, huh? It's a theological religious prophecy, not a historical law. I know, but that's what they're trying to do. And they're high enough IQ that they might be able to pull it off with Satan, with everybody's God being Satan. Marxists have been announcing the late stage capitalism is about to collapse for 160 years and counting. The 48ers themselves mostly dropped their communist rhetoric once they got American homesteads, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but they still were corrupting the values. Weidemeyer still, he died in 1866, still calling himself a commie. How embarrassing, huh? A grown man being a commie. I understand a woman being a commie because it's more of like a woman-ish ideology, you know? Not the good kind of woman, but, you know, they're sort of a natural, unnatural thingy. And also I called them on smearing Amador as this person, Grok, said, where is this? Oh, yeah, toward the bottom. He's like, so Amador and similar, or she, revisionist historians don't smear Amador. Rest in peace, Az. He died at the tender age of 57 a couple of years ago. Amador never said there's a major numbers or they did have significant influence. He never made any claims, though, about all that stuff. This guy calls him revisionist historian, and the revisionism is happening right now, and has been happening in the past 100 years. And all history is propaganda. So spare me your revisionist history stuff. And so we talked about 1619 Project and Howard Zinn and People's History of the United States, falsely claiming that America was founded on slavery and genocide and just dumb notions like that. So that was my little argument, big argument, I guess, with Grok. Grok, I told you, Grok is a liberal. Don't fall for it. Just like the dictionary is fake news, so too can AI and the news itself and history, books, be fake news. Don't fall for it. So kind of like a disclaimer here, stuff that you hear from me, even that I assert as true, could be false. All right, anyway. Arguing with Grok. As, etc. Let me get to James in Kentucky, who's on the line over here. James, thanks for calling and holding, sir. What's up?
Good afternoon, Hake. I'm all's well here, just northbound Indiana. How are you doing?
Northbound to Indiana? Indiana?
In Indiana, yes.
Oh, okay. So you're from Kentucky, but you're in Indiana.
Yes, headed northbound right now.
Headed north. Oh, because you're a trucker, doxed.
Yes.
Right on. It's good to hear from you, sir. Thanks for calling.
Good to hear from you, too. Hey, I wanted to talk about, I think you mentioned it, I believe it was on Jesse's show, about the subsidies that keep getting handed out to basically everybody and their mama. And it's kind of like...
You're talking about food stamps? food stamp type
Yeah,
subsidies?
I mean, there's subsidy here, subsidy there, food stamps this,
Yeah.
program that. I mean,
Okay.
you know, and
All
remember
around.
this one where this lady Ardene, she was like, "Old people can't eat hake."
Oh, that's what your super chat was about on the Jesse Lee Peterson show today.
Yes.
Oh, so you
because
weren't
she was
quoting
talking about,
you weren't quoting
yeah,
JLP.
Ardene, yes.
You were
Yes,
quoting
yes.
Ardene. Ardene, who's now residing in Colorado. She was originally a SoCal gal like me. Well, not that I'm a gal, but SoCal like me. Oh, Ardene was like, old people can't eat, Hake. Nice. Cool reference. I like it.
Yes. Well, and it just, this whole thing with the shutdown and the food stamps and all that, and maybe it's just because I was raised different and whatnot, but I have never taken, or nobody in my family, nor me, nor anyone I know has ever taken any kind of government money. Like, to us, that is just, back in the old days, that was shameful. And nowadays, everybody's doing it and posting it on the social media like it's a prize.
Yeah.
And then when Trump shuts everything down, then everybody loses their mind. And it's just kind of like, when did we get to the point where basically everybody is just to be given free money? I mean, Trump was talking about, giving $2,000 checks, which,
right.
People forget, well, one, you're still going to have to pay taxes on that money.
Oh.
But two,
or you already have.
Well, it's like there's nothing that's free.
It costs
right?
money to distribute money, even, actually.
Well, yes, but again, when you receive that, you have to claim that as income because that's what it is, unless it's specifically stated otherwise. But it's like, for whatever reason, people think, oh, government, free money, give me, and it's like you get these people that live on it and they don't want to try to get off of it, and it's just kind of like, when do we stop giving away, because we can't afford it. We have $37 trillion debt, right? Nobody is really given away. I mean, I don't know if Trump has talked about it or not, but nobody's provided a way to really start paying that back. There's been a theory floating about about the government buying gold Bitcoin and then reevaluating its value to try to do what FDR did, the commie that did with gold, when FDR, to try to solve the depression issue, basically forced almost all Americans to give them their gold, and they paid for it. But then FDR overnight inflates the value of gold easily, which then created a large reason to why a lot of the money was paid during the depression. This is the pre-war.
Yeah.
This is not during the war. This is pre-war as a method of tackling it. On top of creating, Social Security, which, to me is just a communist idea.
Totally.
But it's just kind of like, as I wanted to ask you, like, what point do we stop? Where we stop saying, okay, let's stop giving away money, whether it's to countries, to paramilitary groups that just end up betraying us. In the future, right? Like, we had to fight people that we gave money to.
Yeah.
For past wars, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Obama, he co-founded ISIS with Hillary, I heard, from Trump. Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Don't forget that originally, we had to go fight the Taliban, which was originally the Mujahideen that we funded to fight the Soviets during the Cold War.
Wow.
Then became right, and then it's like, then we leave several $1 trillion worth of our stuff to the same people we created during the Cold War that we then went fighting for, and then we just left it all there as a here you go, and it's just kind of like, at what point do we just kind of say, okay, can we stop messing around and actually start being sensible with paying back our debt, but also stop giving away all this free money?
Yeah.
It's not free, but it's just like everybody. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, at what point do we stop?
Yeah. I don't know, man. So you're suggesting that Trump is sort of following in the footsteps in some ways of the communist tactics of FDR to solve the financial problems that we're facing.
Well, as I said, obviously I don't know what Trump is thinking or what he's doing, but
right.
I mean, first he talked about, I don't know if it was true or not, but about the idea of giving up to $5,000 to people to have kids.
Oh, yeah.
That was one. I don't know if that went anywhere or if that even was true. But then this next one now, which is $2,000, and during then there was that one bit during his first term, which was what was called Trump bucks, I believe, is what they did. Yeah, but it's like, this is not free money. Like, this isn't, here, this isn't like you won a game show and money just falls into your lap and it's like, oh, great. No, it's like it's coming from somewhere.
Right.
It comes from our debt, and it's like, and it doesn't matter if it's welfare. Like, the amount of corporate welfare is terrible. The amount of sponsorings we do for things that don't benefit the American people, they benefit people outside of America, and it's like, when do we stop spending money we don't have and actually, one, start reinvesting into our country, reinvesting into our people, and stop giving it away to other people, stop giving it away to people that don't want to contribute to society, stop giving it away to, you see where I'm going with this. I mean,
do.
Look at Social Security. We're in the generation that we likely won't even see it, so we're paying into a black hole.
Right.
Because of this mismanagement and everything else. Now, of course, people on Social Security, well, that's not going to affect them because they're already on it.
Right.
But then by the time we reach that age, it's not going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, I talked to some boomers, and they're like, well, this conversation happened when I was yours. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't have $37 trillion in debt when you were my age either.
I know. It hasn't gotten solved when they were kids. It never got solved. It got worse. You're so right about that. I don't know. I do think that Trump is more of a solution than he is a problem in terms of the things that he's doing. Some of them are problematic, probably. I don't take that your questions away from you at all. I'm not just blindly trusting Trump on it, although I don't have a choice but to. Other than we just sit back and see what happens, I'm not in control. I don't have his ear. And I don't know if he would agree with my Hakenomics of getting rid of the minimum wage and getting rid of the welfare and getting rid of some of this unemployment that's overly generous, I think, and deporting all of the illegals. He's for some of that stuff, but I think that because he's said that he's going to try to pay down some of the debt. Or not try. He said he's going to pay down some of the debt, which is cool. I mean, the debt and all that stuff, it kind of pales in comparison to the quality of the people who are here. If he can get the quality of the people up, then we can be creators of wealth rather than drainers of wealth. We, the people, So that is even more important than like the actual number of the national debt, because then if we are creators, then we're still at least worth something. Even if it all comes crashing down, at least we have a higher trust society that can rebuild and whatever.
Well, it's like...
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, it's kind of like when I called Jesse, and it's like, how do we, make our roads safer? Because, we have all these illegal drivers, and people are getting killed.
Oh, that was you. Okay, yeah.
Yes, that was me. Well, and it's kind of like, obviously...
Well, hey. One of the answers, man, if you keep on living your life right, you may end up in a position where you can sway the government yourself as part of the government. Like you could run for office, or you could get hired in some bureaucracy and work your way up or something. I don't know, because you seem to really want to solve the problem. You want to, and I don't know if you can solve it necessarily other than just like Jesse suggested, drive safely, keep your distance. One of the things I noticed, James, when I'm driving, you talk about how the roads are unsafe. You know how people are always wanting to cut in at the last minute? I drive just a few to several car lengths behind, and I don't have to brake as much. I drive almost like a trucker, I guess. And so people are always able to get in last minute in front of me, and it doesn't disrupt anything. It's safe, and it's smoother and less stressful for me in terms of, having to step on the brakes, step on the gas, step on the clutch, and this and that. Anyway. So
no, and ironically, while I was waiting on the phone before you answered, there was a trucker that is hauling, I believe the number is for kerosene, the UN number, which is the hazmat placard.
Wow.
Kerosene. But he cut me off, and he was bobbing and weaving between cars, driving like a four-wheeler, and I'm like, you know, man, why are you driving like that? I ended up getting his DOT number. I'm going to call his shipper
Nice.
to report on that because, again, that's just the kind of and he's hauling hazardous materials, which is even worse. That's the same thing I haul.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just this kind of acceptable behavior of just making things dangerous, and it's like this is how people get hurt and get killed.
Right.
And it's completely preventative.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, with whether it's on safety on the road or in, you know, bigger pictures I was talking to you, which is, you know, talking about the future and safety of the American people as far as finances, as far as quality of life, because as you know as well as I do, costs are only going up, and it's, you know, there's obviously I'm not an economist. There's a lot of factors that go into that, but I can only hope that the government is not going to try to do what FDR did with the gold in the 1930s and try to buy the gold all up again and try to buy Bitcoin, which I don't know if that's really possible to do in that respect, but
yeah.
I mean, government can seem to do anything nowadays.
Yeah.
But then artificially overnight inflate the value of that to help pay towards the debt, but then all that does is it further turns our value into like what the Chinese happened with their yen, where it's going to be $10,000 US to buy a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and it's just kind of like, that's why I watch these things and I hear, you know, you talk about subsidies, and it's just like, we don't have the money for it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Our interest on our debt is the equivalent to the defense budget.
Oh my gosh. And the defense budget is a huge percentage of
it's over $1 trillion.
Our
yes,
spending.
If you look at the pay down rate of our debt, it's almost matching the defense budget.
Wow.
That should tell you there's a problem.
Yeah. My goodness. No wonder they had something called a debt ceiling, you know?
And they just keep raising it.
I know.
As if it doesn't matter. And
Right.
it's like, at what point is it going to matter?
Yeah. Very interesting, man. Would you be able to be a trucker and run for office too?
Oh, I don't know, Hake. You need to be
maybe down the road.
Be able to kiss the ring of certain people to get into office.
Oh, well, kiss that ring, and then just hold cross your fingers behind your back.
You know, and it may be unfair to some of the people in government, but sometimes I really believe House of Cards has some truth to it. The one with David Spade, where it's just kind of like you got to know the right people and you got to kiss the right rings, so you can be president.
Is that the one with Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. I haven't watched that show, but I like the title of it, House of Cards, because a house of cards is like playing cards, and they're stacked together like a tall like Jenga thing, and just one little blow, and it all comes crashing down, crumbling down.
Exactly.
To nothing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, I won't hold you up. I know you got other callers. I just wanted to call, get your opinion on that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Call again sometime if you like.
I will. Thanks. Have a great rest of your show.
All right. James in Kentucky. James from Kentucky in northbound on Indiana. Doxed. Don't drone him, Trump, just because he compared you to FDR. Don't take it personally. I know that Trump wouldn't. I have I have some super chats here before I get back to your calls. If we mosey on back over here to YouTube, Wolverine on trail. Hey, the Wolverine or the animal Wolverine? Hake is an absolute unit. Thanks, man. I think that means strong. Built. Bolgar. See, how do you pronounce this name? Bolgar. Wolf. I don't know, but I like it. I wonder if he's Jewish because his last name is Wolf. Sorry, Bolgar. Sorry if you're Jewish. I mean, sorry if you're not Jewish. Not that I'm sorry that you're not. I'm not sorry that you're not, if you're not. But sorry if you aren't, you know. Communists take down kingdoms and make republics. Well, interesting, man. You make it sound like it's almost a good thing. I don't know if you're thinking that that's a good thing. Oh. Man, that's an interesting statement. You sound like you might know more about communism than even me. Not that I know anything. I know a little bit. A lot of times you guys are overly dismissive like Grok is. I was trying to scroll up, but why isn't it doing it? Oh, there it is. Cool. Very interesting. And then I did get a couple of coffees over on buymeacoffee.com. Unit and Wolf and Communism, Kingdoms to Republics. Interesting. I like that. Oh, Lord, look at this mess. I'm going to have to come back to the this thing over here. Maybe I'll read it from here, because I don't like the delays. So I'll read it from here, I think. Over on buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report, Carver states, "Hey, Hake, I'm noticing a lot of people fall into the Democrat trap of identity politics recently. When MAGA first started, it was a clear positive." Here, let me make myself bigger on the screen. It was a clear positive message, make America great again, right? That everyone could get behind. Drain the swamp. Get out of foreign wars. Make us safe, deal with the borders and the crime. My goodness. We're dealing with the borders and crime. Make us wealthy, jobs, drilling, low taxes. But today, thanks to propaganda from the Democrats and Candace Owens, these ideas have been warped into identity politics. It's become an us against them thing, alienating as many groups as possible. Yeah, Kayla was saying this too. This MTG, Marjorie Greene thing, if it was meant to divide and conquer like the GOP. Kind of. Because, you get on this kick of this topic that you think is important, such as this Epstein drama, right? Very interesting. Alienating as many groups as possible. For example, crime became the blacks. The number 2 Indians, he calls them Pooh Indians. But that sounds kind of like Kickapoo. And isn't that an Indian? Like a normal American Indian? I might, maybe not. Hispanics, the border. The Allahu Akbar's terror. The gays who got roped in with the transgenders. The Jews, the swamp and the wars. The women overwhelmingly voting for communists. When all of those people, the Indians, the blacks, the Hispanics, the Allahu Akbars, the gays, the transgenders, the Jews, and the women should all be voting for Trump and for America. Just because you're have the wrong mindset about your identity or whatever. And the worst part is, they're not wrong. The trap was pushing all of these legitimate problems to the extreme and making everything a blame game. Yeah, man, I think part of it is what Jesse was talking about with Elon Musk's daddy. He said, Earl Musk, or whatever, however you pronounce that guy's name, South African king, hero, real American hero, even though he's not American. He said, America's done. It's going into the dark. It's going down without a white majority, And he spoke it with love, just like Trump speaks with love. But a bunch of the followers speak with hate and judgment. And when you're not telling the problems without judgment, then they can't sense the love and lightness. That's why people can't hate Jesse. You'll notice a lot of people can't hate Jesse. Even though they kind of do, they just can't, because he's just disarming with love and grace. Same thing with Trump. But the followers, a lot of the followers and yappers are haters. They speak the truth not in love. So they speak facts, not truth. Nice. Making everything blame game against everyone who's not a straight white male, turning MAGA movement into the white supremacist caricature they've been framing it as since day one. What a mess. Indeed, Carver. We need to stay focused on the love for America and not the hate, blame, and victimhood the Democrats are trying to push us into. I'm with you on that, Carver, actually. You sound like such a normie, too, saying this stuff, writing this stuff, but you're so right, too, at the same time. I love normies. They're real Americans. I am a real American. You gotta be cool with the normies, you non-normies. Do any non-normies listen to my show? You guys are a bunch of normies. Just face it, right? Everybody's a normie in something. God only knows all. You're not God. Ooh. Gingers have souls. Anyway, right on, man. I think you're right about that. Because yes, the whites, all these people should love whites, but they're not ready for that. They're not ready to love the whites. But they are ready to pretend like they love America and so support Trump and their fellow Americans. Nice. Right on, Carver. Speaking of non-normies, Cesar. Very cool, Carver. Return to Normiehood. Anyway, nice. So let's get to Carver. Cesar. That's literally his name, okay? It looks like Cesar or Cesar. What's up, Hake? Here's my 2 cents on whether people can change. Yes, of course, people have the ability to change. It just comes down to if they want to change or not. Another factor is how long did one learn this thing they want to change. For example, if it's a habit one picked up within the last 5 years, it wouldn't take that long to change that habit. If it's a habit they learned a decade ago or more, it's going to take a lot of determination and longer time frame to change that. In other words, the longer you do something, the longer it'll take to stop doing it. This is exceptions to the rule, obviously, right? The only exception is trauma. That'll make someone change real fast. Till next time, everybody, big smile emoji grinning. Big old white teeth. What do you think of his white teeth? Nice. It's an emoji, okay? It's not real teeth. Thank you, Cesar. Cesar. That's what he says. Let's review one other thing. Nice. All right. Let me get back to your calls here. Oh, let me set the redirect while I'm here for American Anchor Baby, who's going to be coming up. And let me paste his links into the chat. His YouTube, his Rumble, his allmylinks.com/anchorbaby. Hey, Bethany. Nice to see ya. 26 minutes ago. Thanks for the raid, Neo. Sweet. What's up, Rabbit Hole? Says, great show today. Thanks. Cool. And let me just take a peek over there at you guys over in the Rumble crew. Appreciate you. Oh, Lord, what did I just do? Tony in California on the line here. Tony, how you doing, sir?
Good morning, Hank. How in the heck are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, sir.
It's a wonderful day to be alive, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
And for the truth to finally be surfaced.
Yes.
Because they say the truth will set you free.
That is Trump setting us free.
Boy, we're going to set Trump free in a few more days, bro.
What does that mean? Trump is already free. He doesn't need to be set free.
Nah, bro. No.
Yes,
no.
bro.
When that truth hit the fan, and his base goes straight to you know where?
Where?
It gonna be over for him.
Where was his base going?
Because the thing is, I see the Republicans would put a man before they put the morals of protecting the children of this country.
No, Trump is protecting the children.
No.
Yes, yes.
No, when Putin and the lawyers of Epstein's organization bring out the real truth on what's in them files.
Oh, you're thinking Epstein? You're talking about Epstein?
Wait a minute, sir. Let me finish, please. Don't be like your father. Don't be like your father.
What do you mean about Epstein? Go ahead.
When that truth hit the fan about Trump,
you act like you already know what some of this truth is.
Yes.
This so-called truth that you think that you know.
You got to understand one thing.
What do you know?
No, I'm not gonna put it like that. I'm gonna let it be. I gonna call you when it surfaces, so I can just
Can you admit that you don't? Can you admit that you don't know what the so-called truth is?
I do know.
How do you know,
my friend?
How do you know without those files that you want released?
Look at the history of how many times he was sued for messing with little boys back in the day.
Who? Trump?
Yeah.
Are you saying that Trump has been sued for messing with little boys?
Yes.
How many times was that?
At least 4 or 5 times. And he
4 or 5
off.
times.
He paid it off.
Really?
Yes. You know it.
No, I don't know that.
You don't know.
I never heard.
Yeah, you do.
I have never heard such a thing.
Yes, you have, my friend. Yes,
no, I don't. I don't keep up.
Don't go there.
If it's not on CNN, I don't know about it.
Come on, man. Come on now. We can go deeper than CNN, but the president.
Where did you get this information? Where did you get this? Now, of course, the disclaimer, we don't know.
Keep still.
No. Where'd you get this? Where'd you get this?
Over there. Brother, all I got to say is just relax.
Where'd you get it?
To surface.
Would I find that on Trump's Wikipedia?
I'm getting my country back from Trump.
Oh,
everybody
okay.
Say, well,
so you're just going to be silly. You're just going to be silly and just make up stuff and lie.
No.
Yeah, you don't even really have a source, bro.
I got it.
All right. Well, thank you for your call, Tony.
Wait a minute. Why are you running?
Because you don't really have anything else to say, right?
Yes, I do. I do.
What other lie do you have for us?
No, ain't no lie.
What other fairy tale?
Let me say this. To you.
Yeah. Are you?
Y'all
do fairy tales come from fairies? Are you like a fairy godfather?
Come on now.
Are you a fairy godfather that you're giving us fairy tales, Tony?
I'm bringing the truth. I'm bringing the truth to the light.
But you don't have.
Stop
you're the first person.
Truth.
How are you the first person that I've ever heard that Trump settled lawsuits with little boys?
Okay. All you got to do, my friend, is do your research.
No, I'm not going to research that. I'm not interested.
I know you're not.
Either tell me now or forever let me be in darkness.
It will hurt everything you believe in.
No, it wouldn't. I don't care.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I can see he is a man of light today. Those little boys notwithstanding. And a lawsuit is not proof, by the way. A lawsuit
that's the devil. That's the devil there. But let me say this to you, too.
All right.
Y'all always talk about we are the enemy.
Who?
Your enemy.
Huh? What?
Anybody that doesn't agree with you or goes against the policies of Trump is your enemy.
Not true.
I
don't say that.
Can you call us enemies and we all live in the same daggone country?
You're the one. I'm not. Those are your words, not mine.
That's your boss. That's your boss man doing that.
Nuh-uh. Oh, you're talking about CNN. You mean CNN is an enemy of Trump?
No.
CNN is a stated enemy of Trump. It's in their foundational documents.
My friend, where is your Christian values?
I'm just kidding, CNN. I love you. But
where is your Christian values calling another person your enemy?
They are the enemy.
How?
But we love our enemy. We love CNN.
No.
But they are the enemy. You don't go to them as Marjorie Greene did and smear Trump as putting your life in danger for telling the truth about you.
To the truth. She went to the truth.
Did
Because she knew what was about to happen.
Did you say that Trump settled lawsuits?
No, you're still looking for it.
Messing.
Yeah,
with-
keep looking for it. You gonna dig it up, my friend.
Super Grok is going to
Keep
tell
looking
me
for
the
it.
truth. Because Super Grok
Excuse
never
me?
lies.
Well, keep looking. It's
No,
coming.
there is no
And-
evidence that Donald Trump has ever settled any lawsuits involving
Yeah.
allegations of sexual
They
misconduct.
got the name of the
Or-
victim
I noticed
and
that
the
you.
amount.
I noticed
And
that you.
all of them was millions
I
of
noticed
dollars.
that you can't shut up while I'm talking. You have to talk over me because you
Because-
don't want the
because I
truth
want
to get
the-
out.
I want the- Yeah, right. Yeah.
Katie
You're not trying to
Johnston.
put the truth out.
Their only allegation is in some woman, and
No,
or another
no.
woman
Look for little boys. Look
Uh-uh.
for little boys now.
with Trump.
That's why he don't want it. That's why he don't want it. Even Epstein said he's the worst person he ever knew.
Oh, okay. Well, I like
And-
Epstein,
and
so
it's-
he must be telling the truth.
Okay, my friend.
Do you like
All I
Epstein
gotta
too?
say-
Do you
the
like
thing
and
is, a
trust?
dead man-
Do you
a
like and
dead
trust
man
Epstein?
The dead man is bringing out the truth.
Do you like and trust the dead man Epstein?
I don't know Epstein.
Oh, okay.
All
Well,
I
then
know
why are
he's
you
a
quoting
Muslim.
him?
But the thing is, his methods of doing things, he blackmailed and kept evidence. He had cameras in the rooms with these little children, and they got plenty of them with Trump. They got the amount that he donated to Epstein on file, and he was his number one.
Are you making this
So,
up too, or did you hear
No,
hear somebody
no.
make this claim and
No,
you're just believing it?
This is all in writing, my friend. That's what's
Just
in
because
the
it's in
file.
writing doesn't
Follow
mean it's
the money.
true.
I keep telling your boss, and I keep telling you, all you gotta do is follow the money, and the truth will be told.
Well, can I call
Follow
you
the
our
money.
fairy godmother telling fairy tales?
Brother man, hey, I know you're trying to cover it up by any means necessary.
Yeah.
But hey, call me what you want, but one thing you can't call me is a liar, because this the truth is being told
no,
right
I can
now,
call-
my friend.
Did you say we can't call you a liar?
You can't call me on lie on dealing with this Epstein stuff.
Yeah,
'cause
huh?
the truth is being told.
No, you don't know what the truth is.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Come on,
Who's
man.
we?
Let it go.
If
Let
we
it
know
go.
the
You
truth,
was
then why do
wrong.
you need the
You
files
was
released?
Wrong. You was wrong, man.
Okay.
And he's trying to start a war. so
I
he can
gotta
get
I
this
gotta run,
oil.
Tony. You're just a waste of time. You're silly.
No, ain't no waste of time. You just hate hearing the truth about the matter.
Okay. Nice.
But we're gonna kill America for some oil. That's not right either.
We
y'all
all
gonna see
we
what's
all
happening.
know that every time you call in, you lie. So that's
Okay,
amusing.
there you go. Go ahead. Hey,
All right.
that's what they say. You got to come up with some scheme to try to cover up the truth. But you have a good day,
You as well, sir. Nice.
and everything goes come up to surface. Have a bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Wasn't that nice? I have this thing going right now, the beach going, because we're coming down to the wire, but Anthony in SoCal has been on hold patiently here. Well, I presume it's patient. I don't know whether he's patient or not. Thank you, Anthony, for holding, though, in SoCal.
Hey, sorry. Hey, Hake. No, it's a pleasure listening to your callers, man.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it, man. You did that other guy dirty. You're like, Trump, don't drone him. I was cracking up laughing, man.
Nice.
Oh man, yeah. I was just calling I kind of want to vindicate a few of your other callers regarding the fallen Messiah. And I hate to do this right after Tony's call, Hake, but so you could hang up on me if it's too much. But what if I told you? What if I told you, hey, Hake, I make love to men in my imagination every day? Would you think I'm gay?
Yeah. I mean, it would sound like you're into something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to Emery University, Barack Obama's letters to his former girlfriends are on display over there, and he wrote to one of them that he says he has an androgynous mind, and that he makes love to men in his imagination every day. So what do you think about that, Tony? You like that, Tony?
Interesting. Terrible.
Talk about a boy Trump.
So,
and
where did you get that? Do you remember?
they're on display at Emory University, and there's you could just go. You could check NPR. I know they're a commie website, but you could also, because the thing is, you could also go to Emory's website, and they have like some screenshots of them. But
Okay.
the thing is, Hake, they don't hide it because, they're into, like, the gay thing. They, like,
Right.
want to show this progressive, like, androgynous type of expression. They're not afraid of that. So it's kind of...
I don't know if that's true or not, but he definitely
Okay.
was for that type of hippy dippy degeneracy. So either way, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised if it's true. I'm not surprised if it isn't true. People do crazy
Yeah.
things,
Yeah, I know. I hate to
especially
bring it up, but
guys
it's
who are
just- yeah.
all into the education stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they'll do the gymnastics so that everything that's good is bad and everything that's bad is good, and it'll make sense to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you mean. I don't like bringing it up, but you just had a few callers bringing it up, and
Yeah.
it's not really scandalous. There is some truth behind it.
Okay.
But it's not. It's like honestly, like who cares? But I mean, at the same time,
Yeah.
the guy he has men on his mind, so.
At least he did, according to that purported letter at that time. But I feel like Michelle is woman enough for him.
Yeah. Well, it's
But
interesting
anyway.
in those letters too. I read part of them, but he had like this Japanese European girlfriend, and he wrote to her saying he doesn't want to marry her because he thinks it'll affect his political career, marrying like a non-black.
Wow, that's so
yeah, he was
interesting.
Really, yeah, and that was in his 20s, man. So he was thinking about like image
Positioning.
that.
Yeah. He was a
Early
little those. Have you ever had a politician-like peer who was eager to get into politics and was just kind of phony?
Yeah, man, they were snobby. He played golf in high school. He was just snobby, man.
Yeah. So I think that's maybe what Obama was or is. Although he was according to Bill O'Reilly, very good at being kind of charming. Like he could kind of glad hand you and smooth and weasel his way out of real questions, So he had that type of talent in terms of being a smooth deceiver that the people who are already predisposed to like you, such as the media, because of your politics, are going to like you. I heard that he notoriously doesn't like people and dealing with people. That's what I heard from somebody else on the radio. I don't know where that person got that. He does seem like a vicious, vindictive, mean, nasty type of a person. The way that he treated like the Tea Party and was just so dismissive of them. And so
I remember that.
He's pretty angry person.
Yeah, what sucks about those guys is they're not stupid, Like they have like I always remember those guys. They plan, they're planners.
Yeah.
And it's you see it in politics now and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where are you filming, bro? Is that Laguna? That's beautiful.
This is actually Manhattan Beach.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought it was dirty over there. It's nice.
It kind of is, but different parts of it in the richer neighborhood, because that's like those are expensive houses. I would assume that I'm walking in between. They keep that part nice. It just depends on where you go.
Reminds me of Laguna. Well, Hake, I'll. Sorry for the poor topic, but
I didn't mind it. I appreciated your presentation of it. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. All right, guys, have a great week.
All right, take care. Bye. And unfortunately, I cannot get to Rick in Hampton, VA, who wanted to talk about Marjorie Trader Green, shout out, and the budget and the rest of the callers and super chatters. I cannot get to y'all. Peace in the Middle East. Or at least in your hearts. American Anchor, baby. Up next. And it's not a sure thing that it'll get peace in your heart either. You got to pursue that. All right, take care, guys. Bye.